I have a safety concern that I would like to address. In previous fights, Inoue and his team has wrapped his hands with an excessive amount of tape on his skin, then placing gauze and more tape, which creates a cast.
というのも前回の試合では自分たちにとってあまり納得のいってない結果にもなり、自分たちにとってはこの試合こそしっかりとクリーンに行っていきたいと思っています。
This is not an assumption, I have proof. We could also wrap our hands in the same fashion, but then again, where is the level of safety for the fighters?
そしてこの試合そのものが選手たちのレベル、そして選手たちの質を下げることのないように祈ります。
If this issue isn't resolved, I would not let my fighter into the ring.
そしてこのような問題がまだまだ起こるようでしたら、選手たちがリングに上がる意味はなくなってくると思います。
We are already behind enemy lines. We have made no request, nothing at all. We have not even asked for a rematch clause. This is the only request that I'm demanding.
It's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing games were missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Alright, so the road to Inoue Fulton continues, and it looks like that road to the fight is getting a lot more bumpier and a lot more controversial, because I saw the news when it broke late in the morning during the Inoue Fulton press conference. And what a plot twist. You know, Stephen Fulton's trainer, Wahid, he was at the press conference, and he had a nice, long, lengthy statement. And he posed the question of, you know, and he questioned Naoya Inoue's hand wraps. He pretty much stated that, like, look, and Naoya Inoue is stacking his hand wraps. He's got proof that Naoya Inoue has been cheating in his fights, and that if his hand wraps don't get corrected to the former fashion he likes, that he will have no problem pulling his fighter, Stephen Fulton, out of the fight from Japan and just canceling the fight altogether. Now, it is worth noting that when he said this, Stephen Fulton looks completely taken aback. He looked completely surprised by his own trainer's remarks. And it gave off the impression from the outside looking in that maybe Stephen Fulton and his coach are not on the same page. So it is what it is there. Now, this has set the boxing world on fire. This has gotten people calling Stephen Fulton, crybaby. They're saying he's making excuses before the fight, this, that, and the third. And I can perfectly see why. I mean, it sounds like that. But for me personally, when I read between the lines, I don't think that Stephen Fulton or his trainer, maybe his trainer, but I don't think Stephen Fulton really believes that. And I also don't think it matters whether Inoue is or isn't, because I really see this more as like mental warfare. To me, for Stephen Fulton and his team, this whole situation with the hand wraps, this is his version of when Bernard Hopkins went to Puerto Rico and took the Puerto Rican flag and threw it on the ground. When Bernard Hopkins did that to Trinidad, that got the whole country of Puerto Rico angry. I'm gonna sit right here because it's too damn hot here in South Florida. Crazy heat, crazy humidity. But when Bernard took that flag and threw it on the ground, that got the Puerto Ricans' blood boiling, and it put a lot of pressure on Felix Trinidad to get the victory. And it really gave him a mental edge. And so I kind of feel like, in a sense, I mean, obviously, I don't think Japanese people get as angry as easily as Puerto Ricans. I'm not sure. Maybe it's not for me to say that. But, I know that in Japanese culture, just from being there, and I know that even if you haven't been to Japan, if you just know from movies and stuff, like, it's about death before dishonor. They're very big on that. Death before dishonor. They would rather die before they dishonor their name or their ways, right? So if you accuse someone that's Japanese of something as big as stacking your wraps, getting an unfair advantage over the opponent, this could really piss them off. Now, the bigger question becomes is, do you really want to piss off Naoya Inoue? Because last year when Donaire was out in Japan and he had the rematch, there was a similar controversy. I don't think he made as big a deal of it, but you know they did take a look at his raps, and you know Inoue had to re-rap and whatnot. And Donaire got knocked out in 2 rounds. All right, so that happened there. You also had Emmanuel Rodriguez when his dad pushed Inoue's father. We saw what happened to Emmanuel Rodriguez. So the 2 people that we've seen that have either questioned and or pissed off Inoue have gotten put in the proverbial body bag in less than 4 rounds. That's just how it's been going for Inoue now. Now that all this has come to light, I'm gonna tell you guys something I've heard. All right, and I'm not trying to throw Inoue under the bus, and this is not an accusation. This is just something that I've heard through the grapevine myself, and I feel like it's relevant to the situation. And I've never talked about it on video before, but I've heard this for years. Now, if you guys remember, Naoya Inoue had a fight with Juan Carlos Payano. That was, I think, in the first round of the World Boxing Super Series, back when he was in the tournament. Payano's a local fighter. He's from down here. He trains down here in South Florida. So, you know, I knew a couple people from Payano's team, people that, you know, were around the situation, and I've heard for years on end from people part of his team, even to this very day, that, you know, they told me that, you know, they don't know what happens with Inoue when he fights in the USA, but they say when he fights in Japan, that dude's cheating and that he stacks his reps. I heard that years in advance before any of this happened, before Donaire, before Fulton, and I kind of just brushed it off, and I'm like, man, you know, what else are they gonna say? You know, Payano went to Japan, got his ass knocked the hell out in, what was it, like 30 seconds, 45 seconds? I mean, you could watch the fight on Instagram, and that was back in the day when Instagram didn't even let you post videos more than 1 minute long. You could have watched it on Instagram back then. So I always viewed it as like a coping mechanism from Payano's team, but you know, take that for what it's worth. I don't think Stephen Fulton is gonna pull off this fight. I think Stephen Fulton and his trainer are both getting paid way too much money. You don't go somewhere as far as Japan, because that's a long ass flight. He flew from LA, I believe, because he was out there in LA training for the last parts of his camp at Brick House Boxing Gym. That's a long flight. That's still like a 14-hour flight, 15-hour flight. You know, you're not gonna go fly from Philly, then spend, you know, a couple weeks in LA, then go to Japan, and then spend a couple weeks in Japan, all to go there and not get paid. You know, let's be real, let's be rational, let's be adults here. There was money that went into Stephen Fulton's camp expenses. They've already had this fight pushed back once, back in May. They're not going to pull off this fight. So their hope with this whole thing is, and this is how I see it, their hope with this whole thing is that, you know, Inoue and his team get angry. That Japanese people and media put a lot of pressure on him to win the fight because of the way he's trying to dishonor Naoya Inoue's name, and that he eventually gets off his game plan. He boxes in a way that's unintelligent, that's off of more anger than smarts. That's what Fulton is looking to do, and this is really all about Inoue. This is really all about his team and what their response is, because it's like the great quote says, life isn't about life is 10% of what happens to you, and the other 90% is how you respond. So it's really the fact that there was an allegation or accusation made towards Inoue, that's not relevant here. What's more relevant is how they respond to it. And we're gonna see. We still got the weigh-in coming up. I believe that'll probably be tomorrow, right? I think tomorrow. We got the weigh-in coming up, and we got and then we got fight night on Tuesday, right? Or no, the weigh-in. When's the weigh-in? The weigh-in should be maybe what, Monday or Sunday. I'm not sure how it's gonna go for this fight, but we got the weigh-in, and then we got the ultimate night of them all. We got the fight itself. So, you know, Inoue will have all the time in the world to shut up Stephen Fulton and send him back to America beltless and with an L. And Stephen Fulton will have a chance to show the world that not only is he a very good fighter, but he is a great fighter. And he's gonna go to Japan, and he's gonna try to do what no American fighter has ever done, and not go get a belt in Japan, but defend the belts in Japan. And what I believe would be, if he beats Fulton, if Fulton beats Inoue, I should say, if Fulton beats Inoue, he is the Black Rocky Balboa. They need to make a statue of him in Philadelphia. He needs to be honored, because of all the American fighters we have, this is the bravest one. This is the one with the most balls. He's got balls down to his ankle, and you know, I don't think this is really something that they're gonna follow through with. I think it's just gamesmanship. So we'll see how it goes. But that's the news, man. Stephen Fulton's trainer is in my opinion playing mind games with Inoue and his team and the Japanese media, and he's trying to knock them off their plan and their pivot. And he has accused Naoya Inoue of stacking his raps. It's not something I haven't heard before. I've heard it from people on Juan Carlos Payano's team years ago. We saw a controversy with Donaire. Now it's coming up again. So, you know, listen, nobody's above skepticism, but they made the accusation, not me. I'm just reporting it, so don't shoot the messenger. But let me know what you guys think down below. What do you think? Do you guys think that this is Stephen Fulton's team finally realizing that, hey, they're starting to come to grips with the reality that this Inoue fight is going to be the real deal? Like, they really fully understand the task, or is it mind games? Is it them just playing like those old school, like Bernard Hopkins-esque Philadelphia fighter mind games? Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Make sure you guys, Tuesday morning, please don't make no plans. Don't go to no other channel. Come to True School Sports. Come join the live fight reaction. It's going to be a great time. I invite everybody, the American fans, the Japanese fans, and the fans all over the world. You know, we've been covering this fight for a long time, and I still got a lot of content to pump out before fight night and before the live fight reaction. So stay tuned and keep it locked to True School Sports. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from being here. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. We're here at the Hatanaka Boxing Gym in Nagoya, Japan. And for more great videos just like this one, make sure you guys click right here.